Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to FSGP 2025 round 4, the Bahrain FSGP on track Grand Prix karting track Bahrain. In a weekend where we also have Formula 1 in the real Bahrain. Today we had a very exciting Formula 3 race and just finished a very exciting Formula 2 race. Some drivers were still watching the race before they enjoyed this FSGP event. We are watching to the track now. Let's watch a lap on the track. This is the Grand Prix karting Bahrain track with 15 corners, 1500 meters. Here is corner 1, immediately followed by turn 2 and turn 3, a flat out corner. Then we have a braking zone before turn 4. Then we have 5, 6 and 7, flat out if you can drive very well. Have to brake for 8. Then we go to turn 9, it's downhill, very difficult braking zone, and 10 after turn 9 of course. And then the next corner is 11, again a braking zone. Then we go into 12, which is flat out. Difficult corner is 13. Then the last straight before we go to start finish. Here we have 14 and 15, you can take it as one corner. And then the lap is done on the Grand Prix karting track of Bahrain. And now we are switching to live images from the practice session of the FSGP. We are watching Lozi very high at the leaderboard for 2025. It drives another driver into the back, which is not so nice. He enters the pits. Let's watch some other drivers. Taina Son, US driver. We have 9 US drivers tonight. Last week we had 7, which was a lot, and now we have 9, even more. Let's watch some Dutch drivers. Zwijgberg starting a new lap. Let's see how he's doing. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 flat out. Braking before 4. Let's see what he's doing, 5, 6 and 7. Flat out, yes. 8. Then approaching 9, you have to brake downhill. That looks good. A little bit of the sand. 11. 12 and 13. Two corners. Another lap done for Zwijgberg. Faster at the moment. And even faster. Let's watch Crafter. Oh. This won't be a very fast lap for Crafter. Nyberg in the 604 livery. Van Dorenmalen has done a fast lap. I think lap times will be faster if we are a little bit further in the session, and during qualifying I think laps will be much more faster. take a look at the Beasley brothers. Oh, driving to the sand. Oh, that was a very wide line. Frank Depper from the Netherlands. A lot of drivers from the Netherlands, but even more from the United States. Also a wide line. I don't think that will be faster if you're taking turn 15 and using the entry of the pit. The other Beasley brother. I'm happy they didn't use the same livery, so now we can see who is who. Watch at the green LED on the display inside the stopwatch. If it's green, he's faster than his fastest lap, and if it's red, he's slower than his fastest lap time. Still green, so he's improving now. Let's see if he can be faster than Van Doormalen. So still faster. Looks like this is going to be a fast lap for Losi. It is, but not fast enough to beat Van Doormalen. But it's only practice. Crafter, Cadillac Crafter from the Netherlands. And that was not a fast line. Let's take a look at the other drivers. Nyberg. Here we have Rock. David Wilson from the US. A little bit smoke from the tires. They are driving the black livery. It's the livery from the test car. An official MFT02 test car. And the champion from last year, from 2024, was Jason Milanoff. He was also driving with his livery. Joke has been made, it has no paint, so that makes the car faster. Frank Depper from the Netherlands. And we see Losi is very close to Guus van Doormalen, only 5 milliseconds slower. pit. Penebianco. We have a lot of new drivers today, but Penebianco is already racing for some time with FSGP. On board with Van Doormalen. He's trying to improve his lap time. Only 5 milliseconds faster than Losi. I don't think he knows what the difference is. He only sees on the display that he's first, but not how much time is between him and Losi. Still improving. He uses all the curbs, all the space he has on the track. And he did a 1 minute and 7.26 milliseconds. Looks like he's still improving. Yeah, that won't make him faster. Rock is also improving. Kane disconnected from the server. Oh, what is he doing? The usual suspects at 1, 2 and 3. A bit crowded here at the end of the practice session. Official time for practice is over, but they can still finish their laps. Okay. Let's see the results of the practice session. Let's start at the bottom. Thomas Kane didn't set a lap time. On 17 we have Taylor Liu, 16 Roland Beasley, 15 Robert Tennyson, 14 Ashley van der Zalm, 13 Asher Mengel, 12 we have David Wilson, 11 Shamin Jacobs. On 10 we have Luca Panebianco, 9 Alicio Lolo, 8 Jasper Nyberg, and on 6 Frank Depper, 5 Chasma Rock, 5 Edwin van Zwijkberg, 3 Cadillac Crafter, 2 Losi and 1 Fastest time during the practice session is Guus van Dorenmalen.
In Bahrain, it always delivers good racing, and I think today is gonna be no exception. As qualifying has just begun, we are following Losi, second in the standings. He's won a race this year, and he's really close to Gus van der Malen, our championship leader at the moment. So these two are definitely going to put on a show and a battle once again. Along with me, of course, is Nitro, who has been commentating already through practice and will join during qualifying and the race. Nitro, ready for race 4?
I'm ready for race. I hope it's going to be an exciting race for tonight. Today we had already 2 exciting races in Bahrain, the real Bahrain with Formula 3 and also Formula 2, just before our session started.
Yeah, absolutely. They were really fun, and obviously I'm very biased, but to see both races being won by campus drivers, well, I personally know it was really cool to see. But yeah, now on to the FSGP race, which could be the most fun race of the weekend, in all honesty. Anyway, it's gonna be a warm race, as you're going to see. It's very warm temperatures. And because of a mistake from my end, drivers are going to have an extra challenge for today, and that is they are not going to have any tire warmers. So turn 1, lap 1 is going to be extra trickier than usual, but hopefully they manage just well. And in a way, it could also help them with high tire temperatures, because it's going to be a very hot day, very warm, very difficult to keep the tires cool.
Are you sure,
anyway,
are you sure Thomas didn't correct the tire blankets?
100%. Yeah, we
unfortunately.
Checked. Yeah, unfortunately that was reported by a few drivers. But anyway, we're gonna call it a test. I think we want to test. It was something we debated in the past of whether to have them or not.
Yeah.
So I guess they're gonna test it, and we're gonna see if we had been doing the right decision or not. But anyway,
a lot of smoke coming from the tires of Cadillac Crafter.
Yeah, and Gus van der Malen, first driver to go under a minute. Now it's gonna take a bit longer than usual for drivers to post the strong times because of what we just mentioned of tire temperatures. So it's gonna take a bit longer for them to warm up and heat up. So important to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, let's see if Losi can improve his lap and make a smaller gap to Gus.
Yeah, at the moment he's warming up the tires, so I think his qualifying attempt is gonna begin now. So we're gonna hop on board with him and follow this lap. So he crosses the line, heading into turn 1. Very difficult first gear corner. Important to get a good exit through turns 2 and 3. Very easy to lose the back end through this section. Very bumpy as well. Heading into turn 4 now. Important to get a good exit. A bit wide, Losi, but within track limits through the very fast S's and into turn 8, this very difficult heavy braking zone. And now into turn 9 and 10, very difficult. You need to be very wide and get a good exit, using all the asphalt available. And we see Lowe's is improving on his time. Into turn 11, very important to get a good exit. Turn 12 is flat. And now into the very tricky turn 13. You really have to brake while turning. Very difficult combined inputs turn. And now into the final turn. Here comes Losey. It's gonna be an improvement. Let's see where he ends up. He nearly goes to the top, 46 thousandths of a second behind. He's gonna have another opportunity now with warmer tires.
And I saw Guus just coming out of the pit, so he's still cold tires, so he needs some more time to improve his lap.
Yeah, qualifying is gonna be a bit different to usual because of the cold tires. Here we see Swayberg in P4. Edwin, he's a regular in the series as well. He's been competing for a few races, in all races this year. He also joined last year in the second half of the season. Great to have the Swede competing with us. And behind him, another Swede, Nyberg, in P5, who did debut this year. He's doing a really good job. He's P3 in the standings, Jesper Nyberg. So really, really cool to see him in a very strong position as well.
This lap time LED is red, but it doesn't mean much. It can be 1 millisecond slower than his fastest lap. If it becomes green, he's faster, but it's still red. So he's not improving at the moment.
At the moment we have obviously Gus in P1, Losey second, Cadillac Crafter in P3, Swayberg in P4. And then we have Nyberg, Leo, and we see Beasley. The Beasley brothers are here. So we have Estelle and his brother. Oh, we have contact. So we have Estelle and Ronald. So both the Beasley brothers. It's gonna be tricky to have them.
this is the one, and this is the other. They have different liveries.
Yeah, I don't. It would be nice to know who is who on this race. Hold up, let me check. Because one is with a white livery and the other one is with a blue livery, so I think I can double check who's who. And indeed, the person who we are seeing on screen right now is Ronald. So Ronald Beasley with the white livery, while Estelle Beasley is with the number 500 livery. There
and he's improving a lot, because last race he was a bit slower than his brother.
Yeah, the brothers definitely going at it. Would be nice to have like the full name, of course, to be able to distinguish them, but hopefully with the liveries we're able to distinguish them. Hillary going into the pit, so he's gonna put a new set and hopefully make an improvement. We have a few cars very close to each other there, between P4 and P9. They're within 7 tenths. Losey pits as well, so I think he's gonna put a new set and try a last lap dash for pole position. Nyberg possibly doing the same thing. It's gonna be very tight for Nyberg, but he could still pull it off. Here is Gus van Dormalen into turn 1, heavy braking zone. Prepares the exit very well as we go up the hill into turn 4. Through the bumps at the moment, very tidy lap into turn 8, very tricky braking zone and very tight as well. And we see Liu and Rock, they are not going to come out for the remainder of the session. They will stay in the pits as we stay with Gus van Dormalen through the very long left-hander. Indeed, he is improving. It's a solid lap from Gus. He only has 1 turn to go now, but he's gonna move the benchmark a little bit if he doesn't make a mistake in the final turn. There he goes through the final turn. Let's see where he ends up. It's gonna be still going to be P1. And
Oh,
he's able to improve only 300ths of a second, but makes the job that bit harder for Losey, who's at the moment in P4, and he is improving in turn
that's
4.
going to be
He,
exciting.
so qualifying comes to an end, and everyone has to finish their laps. Losey went a bit wide in turn 8, but he's still not out of this one yet. It was a very tiny mistake, and it was only he didn't lose that much time. So let's see if he's able to come back from it through the final 2 turns. He needs to make something happen in the final sector if he wants to get pole position. It's gonna be tricky, however, but showing a lot of pace. Losey to be that close to Gus van der Malen through the curves. It's not gonna happen. Losey is going to stay in second for the time being. Let's see if anyone else behind is improving their position. Estelle Beasley does not. Cadillac Crafter is not improving at the moment. He has Ronald Beasley, who's on a lap as well. Here we see Nyberg. Nyberg jumps into P3. Really good lap from Jesper Nyberg on the end. Beasley lets Cadillac Crafter by on his flying lap, so Cadillac Crafter
Oh,
unable to improve. So very exciting qualifying session, and we have Gus van der Malen on pole position. Second place is going to be Losey, Jesper Nyberg in P3, and Cadillac Crafter in P4. That is, if I am not mistaken. Hold up, I will check this before saying it. Ah, no, it is not. The top 3 is exactly the same as in the standings. So we have
really?
Gus van der Malen. Yeah, Gus van der Malen, Losey, and Jesper Nyberg. Your top 3 in this qualifying session and in the standings. P4 in the standings is Luca Panebianco, who I believe is not racing today. Hopefully we see him back next weekend in Jeddah. For anyone watching this live stream, first of all, thank you for joining us. And second of all, if you would like to race, there are slots available for next weekend's race. So waste no time registering. These slots fly very quickly. They run out very quickly. So if you want to race, you need to be fast registering. Anyway, the grid is set. 25 laps here in Bahrain. We are on board the safety car. Hopefully there are no issues with the safety car and they pull to the pits right as the race begins. But yeah, the field is set. We have Gus van der Malen, Losey, Cadillac Crafter, Edwin von Swayberg, Mangel. That is a new driver. Mangel in P5. Welcome to the community. P6 is Taylor Liu, the Beasley brothers, P7, P8 with Ronald in front of Stell. Then we have Rock and Frank Dapper in P10. The lights are coming up now. And we are racing in Bahrain, and it's a good start from Gus van der Malen, who keeps the lead. There's contact behind. We have a bit of an incident at the back of the field, but it is Gus van der Malen first place. Second behind, there's a massive accident on the background in turn 1. Asher Mangel has lost a few positions, but there's been a big incident, and I'm sure the stewards will have a look at it. But it is Losey in front of, I believe it was Taylor Liu in P3. It is Taylor Liu, who has gained a few positions and is up into third place. Good job from the American driver. Behind we see the Swedish drivers, Nyberg and Swayberg, fighting it out. Nyberg having to defend from Swayberg. At the moment stays ahead. And then we have Crafter, Rock, Panebianco. There we see Swayberg now on the slipstream, heading into the final turn. Can Swayberg pull the maneuver? He's gonna wait for turn 1 by the looks of it. Now on the slipstream once more, heading into turn 1 for the first time. Oh, the second time actually, the first flying lap. Into turn 1, and Swayberg wastes his time, and Taylor Liu has made a mistake. Taylor Liu is down, losing positions. We don't know what has happened with Taylor Liu, but he is down the field into 11th. Oh, what a shame. He was in a good position in P3. And now the battle between the Swedes has become a battle for a podium slot. Really, really exciting at the moment. And we see Crafter and Rock all over the back of these guys as well. Behind, we see Beasley and Mangel fighting it out. We see them. There's contact behind. I saw it on turn 10. But it seems like everyone comes out as unscratched. Back to the front. Goose van der Malen 6 tenths ahead of Losi. They have both checked out. They have incredible pace at the moment. And Losi posts the fastest lap of the race so far. And there we see we have movement behind. We have Rock there trying to overtake Cadillac Crafter. Unable to do so at the moment. This is a 25 race. Remember, for anyone who's never watched these kind of races, there will be a pit stop during the race. So drivers have to be very strategic about when to pit. They can do it throughout the race. There's no limitation in that regard. And you can choose between pitting very early or pitting quite late. Both the strategies will work out. And it's definitely a way to make undercuts and overcuts happen. We see Swaberg very close to Nyberg. Now he has a good opportunity on the slipstream. He will head into turn 1, and Swaberg is going to have a big shot heading into turn 1 on the slipstream using the hybrid energy, I presume. Nyberg has to go defensive. Swaberg a bit too far to try and move into this turn, and Swaberg nearly loses the back end. Great save from the Swede to not spin out. So the field now spreads out a little bit. There's still plenty of hot battles happening. In the background we have Ashley van der Salm in P16. And we see Dapper fighting with who is in P12, if you can put him briefly. Alessio Lolo going down the inside of Frank Dapper. And Taylor Liu in the best Pepe Marti impression, overtaking while the other two drivers are fighting. Really good job from Taylor Liu there. I'm sure he's trying to come back and get as many positions as possible after that incident. He was P3, so I'm sure he's coming with a vengeance. Heading into the final turns. Here we see Wilson also behind Beasley. And Swaberg 4 tenths behind Nyberg. He's really close, but he has not been able to find a way past. Both of these drivers are opening a gap on Cadillac Crafter in 5th place. Swaberg really close to Jesper Nyberg. Still struggling to find a way past. Hopefully. Oh, and he tries a different line through turn 11. It seemed to have worked for him. He's a bit closer now, and Edwin von Swaberg. And now he gets a good exit. Von Swaberg really close to the wall there. He is on the slipstream now, heading into turn 1. And oh, Nyberg nearly spins, but saves it.
Very lucky.
Yeah, we've seen this already with Swaberg nearly spinning out, but both drivers save it really nicely. And look at this battle. Nitro, if you are... Oof! Alessio Lolo makes contact with Jacobs. Lolo goes through, and Dapper is going to use the opportunity, and we see nearly 3 wide action. Oh, someone's got to lift, and there's contact. It was inevitable. Oh my god. And Beasley involved in that one.
Stewards have to look into this after the race.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a look at that if it's reported for sure. And there we go back to the battle for P3. Now, if you were Swaberg, where do you try the overtake? He's gonna do it in turn 1. Around the outside. Doesn't quite work. And look at Cadillac Crafter trying to use the opportunity to go through. And now Swaberg has to go defensive to avoid being passed. Now, Nitro, if you are Swaver, where did you try the overtake?
I would use my hybrid system on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, I think Swaver knows that, and he's gonna try to save a bit of energy to make the overtake happen. But Nyberg defending really well. Lap 7 of 25. We're closing in on the moment where pit stops can occur. And look at Swaver going wide onto the grass, onto the gravel, I should say. And Cadillac Crafter has a good opportunity to jump into 4th place. They are now fighting hard. There we see Von Swaver.
It's getting pressure on the driver in front of you and hoping he will make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Both know they are very similar in pace. And look at that. Now Nyberg makes a mistake, so Von Swaver is all over the back of him again. And behind Crafter, we have Rock. So the top, so between P3 and P6, very close gaps. Look at how close everything is. An overtake could happen any second, and I believe Cadillac Crafter is really close this time by. Look at Cadillac Crafter on the slipstream. Taking his time. He knows he doesn't need to make a bad overtake. He can wait it out. And look at Cadillac Crafter. Tried a move into 13. Didn't quite work out.
I think he's faster than Edwin van Zwijberg, but not fast enough to overtake him easy.
Yeah, it's not easy to overtake. They have to be strategic with the hybrid system. And I think Crafter is using a bit of that energy at the moment. Goes around the outside. Swaver goes around the inside. Nyberg once again locks up. They stay in the same positions at the time being. Here we see the battle for the final point between Jacobs and Wilson. Wilson doesn't get the exit he was hoping for through the final turn, but he's using the energy, so he may have a shot heading into turn 1. A bit too far. But now Jacobs makes a bit of a mistake. And David Wilson pressuring Jacobs onto an error. And they have Lolo as well in front, just 1.1 seconds. Lolo, Italian driver. I believe he's Italian, actually. I'm not 100% sure. I will have to double check when I get a moment. We see Jacobs biting, and here we see Swaver now really close to Nyberg. He's still unable to go through. So at this point, maybe you start thinking about making a pit stop and throwing an undercut. If you're Swaver, you should definitely think about it.
That would be an early pit stop then.
Ooh, Swaver had that spot up. Yeah, he was thinking about diving into turn 8, but it didn't quite work out for Swaver. And look at Cadillac Crafter going for a move as well, but doesn't quite work out. So this battle for the last podium position heating up. There we head into the max straight. At the front, Gus Bandura Malin has opened a bit of a cushion, 3.2 seconds ahead of Losi. And both of those drivers, they have an extra bit of pace. And look at that, Rock going into the pits. So Rock throwing the undercut to the top 3. Oh, and we have issues for Lolo. Lolo unable to continue. Unfortunately, some sort of connection issue has costed him and has to retire. Here we have Chasman Rock. He has thrown an undercut to the leaders. Let's see if that works out. Wilson goes into the pit as well, so a few drivers now starting to throw undercuts to pit. Let's see what these 3 do. There's traffic in front as well, so very intelligent decision from. There we see Jesper Nyberg fighting it out. Swaver now has to defend from Cadillac Crafter into the final corner. Cadillac Crafter now attacking Von Swaberg. Nyberg giving a bit of a slipstream to his fellow Swede. Very interesting strategies think Nyberg knows Cadillac may have a bit more pace, so he's comfortable having Swaberg as a buffer at the moment. Very, very interesting. And of course, they know Rock has thrown the undercut, so it's gonna be a battle in the distance as well that they have to keep an eye on. Here we see him, Tasman Rock in P7, but having completed his pit stop already. Ashley van der Salm closing on Estelle Beasley, and Jacobs now goes into the pits. Here we see Edwin von Swaberg now close on Jasper Nyberg. He's been able to close that gap once more, and now he's as close as he's ever been on the slipstream, both using energy as I can see. Heading into turn 1. Who's the latest on the brakes? Oh, and Swaber goes deep. He was too late on the brakes. And now Cadillac around the outside into turn 4. Is that gonna make it work? No, Swaberg shuts the door. Can Crafter do something into turn 8? Not at the moment. Oh, and Crafter loses the backhand a little bit. Oh, and I see Luca Panebianco going into the pits. So he is racing with us this weekend. Sorry for the mistake before. And so is Frank Dapper pitting. So Luca Panebianco, strong 8th position at the moment. Both having to defend from the attacks of Liu, who has already pitted, if I am not mistaken.
How much time did you lose for a pit stop?
Oh, there we see Nyberg. He must have done a mistake because von Swaberg is all over the back of him, and this time von Swaberg is gonna have the inside into turn 1.
Yes.
Von Swaberg makes the overtake happen at last, and von Swaberg is up into 3rd place, but this is not over! No! Von Swaberg and Nyberg make contact and lose plenty of time. Cadillac Crafter jumps into 3rd place. And wow, what a shame, what a shame. I know that was just a very unfortunate contact. Both a spin out. Swaberg, he has pace, so Cadillac Crafter, he hasn't lost that much time, Swaberg, comparison to Crafter. So he has a shot still at P3. He has a different driver to overtake this time. And Rock, Chessman Rock,
he has
now
already
has
made his pit stop, so I think he will pass Nyberg when he makes his pit stop.
Yeah, and look at that, Cadillac Crafter pitting now. So it's important to keep an eye how much it takes Crafter the pit stop and where he comes out in comparison to Rock. Crafter loses a position there. Ooh, very short stop from Cadillac Crafter, who has already come out of the pits. So maybe Rock pitted and changed tires. It should be interesting to see. Maybe that was his strategy. And yeah, 8 seconds between Rock and Crafter, so it's possible Chessman Rock did change tires.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's an unusual strategy here in the FSGP community, but it definitely gives you a bit of an edge on the final laps. Let's see if it pays off for him. He's able to gain some positions from that strategy. David Wilson behind Frank Dapper, both drivers quite commonly race with us. We really appreciate having them in the community. They're fighting for that P10 position that gives points. Swaberg, meanwhile, in front, has gone into the pits. And here we have a big battle between Taylor Liu and Luca Panebianco. Luca Panebianco defends. Taylor Liu tries a pass. Around the outside, there's contact. But both are able to keep going. And Swaber has pitted. He is in front of Rock, but behind Cadillac Crafter. There we see Taylor Liu goes into the pit. So Taylor Liu has not pitted. He pits now. I thought he had pitted. My bad. So Jasper Nyberg in front of Cadillac Crafter.
If I'm not wrong,
in front of Swaber.
I don't know if Nyberg already pitted.
I don't think he has because of the spin he
Yeah.
suffered. But yeah, still in P3.
It was a back marker. A little bit close to the back marker, but it went well. Lou has still a fight with Wilson. Taylor Lou. Oh, Grafter is very close to Nyberg. Oh, they touch. And now he can overtake. But I still
Yeah.
think Nyberg has to make a pit stop.
Yeah, apologies for that. I had to mute myself for a second. And Crafter
Nyberg is in
has
the pit
lost a.
now. Yeah.
Yep, Nyberg on the pits. Let's see where he comes out in respect to Rock. Because I think that should be very tight.
Doremaal has made the pit stop.
Yeah, and Goose, the leader, has made the trip to the pits on lap 17. And I
Oh,
presume.
Lozi went a
I,
bit wide.
yeah, he's pushing. And I presume. There he goes. Lucy goes into the pits this time by. If Goose doesn't make a mistake, he should come out in front. He had a bit of a cushion heading into this pit stop phase. And let's see, there is Lucy, and Goose goes in front. The gap stays relatively similar to how they entered this pit stop phase in 2.6 seconds.
Race is not over yet.
Oh, definitely, it's not over. It's still 7 laps to go. Lucy pushing really hard. Anything can happen yet. So Nyberg now chasing Rock for P5. Big battle going on here. And Rock is gonna find some traffic, so that could make the gap even closer. I believe the car in front is Thomas Kane in P14. The driver who they are about to lap.
It's not the best race for Thomas Kane today.
No, definitely he's had better races, not the best race, but I'm sure Jeddah will suit better his driving, and he'll have a better event there. So big slide for Nyberg in P6, trying to close the gap on Rock. He definitely has the pace, so we should keep an eye on him. So, Stel Beasley, P12, closing the gap on David Wilson on P11, who's also closing the gap on Taylor Liu, who is in P10 and given the last points. So, points just like his brother, Ronald, who's at the moment P7. Stel having a look into the hairpin, makes Wilson go wide.
We are watching an US fight now.
Yeah, a fully American battle. Introduce the air horn.
Yes. No. Side by side into 12.
And they're still side by side.
He didn't make. Oh!
Oh, big US battle. Yeah. I think we should have.
Oh, where is this coming from?
Apologies for that, but it was just necessary due to the battle that we're seeing. Yeah, so Stel Beasley, P12, with Wilson P11, Frank Dapper P10 as we see him. And Frank Dapper a bit more comfortable in that final points paying position. Here we see Rock all over the back of Jesper Nyberg. So that means Nyberg has gone by. Indeed. Oh no, and Stel Beasley out of the race. Stel Beasley has retired, unfortunately. So a possible connection issue, something has happened. Unfortunate from Beasley brother. Hopefully we see him on the next event in Jeddah with a better with better connection, I guess. Yeah, he had a very strong qualifying, so the pace is there, and if he's able to transform it in the race, it's gonna be a good one for him in Jeddah. So, Gus van der Malen leads 2 seconds in front of Losi. Crafter P3, Swaver P4, Niver P5, and right behind him we have Tasman Rock. And at the moment we have Rock all over the back trying to regain that 5th place. They are both pushing each other really, really hard with a few laps to go. There we see Jasper Niver weaving, trying to break the toe. Into turn 1. Tasman Rock. We can hear it from the drivers. They are already struggling with tire grip a little bit as the tires wear off. So important to keep an eye on that, as drivers they're going to struggle a bit more with grip and performance. Into turn 10. Taylor Rock. I confused him with Taylor Liu at the moment. Apologies for that. Yeah, just my mind went somewhere else.
Let's watch all the drivers who are still racing.
Yeah, we have Robert Tanason in P15. We have Ashley Salm in P14. Thomas Kane P13. Jacobs is in P12. Jamie Jacobs. P11 for David Wilson, who is closing the gap on Frank Tapper. So let's keep an eye on him, because this is for the last point on this race. Frank Tapper now weaving across traffic, getting some positions. P9 is for Taylor Liu. And P8 right in front of him, as we can see, is Luca Panebianco. And this is a big battle for P8 between Panebianco and Liu. It has gone on like this for all race. So I'm sure Taylor Liu is going to try to find a way past, and it could happen here in turn 1, actually. Into turn 1 we go, a bit too far back. But Panebianco goes deep, and now Taylor Liu is going to have a big run into turn 4. Then we see Panebianco has to defend. Liu around the outside, now does the switch back, and Liu goes by. Panebianco went deep, and Liu goes up into 8th. 7th place is Ronald Beasley. And right in front we see the battle for P5. Jesper Nyberg and Jasmine Rock. It's a big battle for them as well. P4 for Edwin von Swaberg, who has dropped back a little bit, versus Cadillac Crafter. But at the front we have Lucy in 2nd place and 5 seconds adrift, leading this race and about to win another race here is our reigning champion, Gus van der Malen. He won in the last race in
Suzuka.
In Suzuka, that is correct. He didn't win in China, but he also won the inaugural race of the championship in Australia. So this would be his 3rd win of the season. He just have 5 corners to go, the final sector to go for Gus van der Malen. Into turn 13. Gus van der Malen, he's had a lot of pressure from Losi, especially on the initial stint. But once again, he's able to reign supreme. The Dutchman comes across the line to win the Bahrain FSGP. Great job from Losi in 2nd as well. Cadillac Crafter is going to cross the line in 3rd place. There he is. Has some traffic, but he has a big margin versus 3rd place, so he knows he doesn't need to do anything silly. And indeed,
for the back markers.
Yeah, thankfully it was David Wilson, who is always very clean and respectful, so nothing to worry about. And we saw Frank Tapper celebrating his 1st point of the season. Oh, we have an issue with Taylor Liu. Taylor Liu has gone into the pits. Did he teleport, or did he have an issue in terms of fuel? I think we'll have to check, but I believe he may have run out of fuel. Ronald Beasley.
Oh, another one.
Oh no, I cannot believe it. It's Swiberg. It's
Swiberg. Out of
Swiberg.
fuel, I think.
I cannot believe it. They ran out of fuel. And David Wilson just taking the alternative line, as we should call it. I cannot believe it. We'll have to double check the results once they are up. But there were big movements on the final lap as a few drivers run out of fuel. Unbelievable drama there at the end of the race. A few drivers went for an aggressive strategy and didn't quite save enough. Wow, what a race we've had here in Bahrain.
So the results for today: on 18, Alessio Lolo, 17, Stel Beasley, 16, Robert Tenasson, 15, Asher Mengel, 14, Ashley van der Zalm, 13, Thomas Kane, 12, Shamin Jacobs, 11, David Wilson. Oh, that was the wrong button.
Uh, can we confirm these are I believe they are, yes.
Yes.
I believe so.
So 10 we have Frank Depper, 9 Lucas Panabienko, 8 Taylor Liu, 7 Edwin van Zwijkberg, 6 Roland Beasley, 5 Chesma Rock, 4 Jasper Nyberg, 3 Cadillac Crafter, 2 Lozi Lozi, and the winner for today is Van Dorenmalen. And now we have to wait till they go to the commentary channel.
Yeah,
Sorry, to the interview area.
yeah.
I'm going to
So,
switch to the interview area. Maybe you should do also,
yeah,
Diego.
I unfortunately have to leave right now. It's been a pleasure
Okay.
commentating. However,
Thank you very
uh,
much that you could make some time
yeah,
for us.
yeah. Thank you for everybody for joining us. And now I will leave Nitro and Thomas to do the interviews. And see you all next weekend in Jeddah.
Okay, so we will switch to the interview area. Uh,
Nitro, how's it going?
it's okay. I did the comments together with Diego Rosado, which is easier if you don't have to do it alone. So we are ready for the interviews now. All three top three finishers are in the interview area. Thomas, can you do the interviews for us, please?
Absolutely. It was a wild race today. Some technical errors did occur, which we were unexpected, but it was hot out there, so I guess it blew the tire blankets up. So, Lozy, you managed to get a P2. Unfortunately, Cadillac didn't join us because he's feeling sick. He was in P3.
Oh,
How did the change to not having tire blankets affect your start, your qualifying, and overall practice?
It did affect in the sense that you had to spend more laps to check some things like some minor changes in the setup, maybe that I would have preferred to have that I couldn't really test because of the extra laps we have to do to warm up the tires. But yeah, overall, I think I felt I think I made the car a bit oversteery, and yeah, it was too hot, and my rears were just very hot and difficult to handle.
All right, tell me about the start of your race. Did you find that having what I would assume would be very cold tires, at least on my end, they were all at plus, I believe, 4 at the start of the race. Did you find that actually changed how you approached it? Did you try to be more aggressive? Were you less aggressive? How did you approach the start? Because you had to get them up to the temperature.
Yes, I this time I tried to slightly less throttle for the start and to apply the energy a bit later, but I think I could have uh, done it a bit earlier, the energy deployment for the start, and it would have been okay. But yeah, also for the first turn, I went a bit wide for the first turn, the first laps, but mm, it wasn't really for the first lap. The rest of the lap, it wasn't really difficult because it was they get warm up very quickly. So apart from that, it was good.
And how was your battle in the later stages with Goose?
At the beginning, the first the first laps we were having a very similar pace, but then my rear tires were just like I don't know his, but I mean my rear tires were just getting to start very hot, and it was and I started to manage a bit more the rear tires,
Do you think
and
you
then it turned
overpressured them, or was it just because you were running a pace higher than you were expecting to run?
I don't know. Maybe I should have run other pressures or different stiffness in the rear springs. But yeah, the thing is that I was overcooking them and I had to back off a bit. And then he Goose gained a lot of time on me because of that. And also, well, and in the last laps, we had very similar pace. I guess because I've managed a bit more the tire, so that's why we had a more similar pace. Yeah. And well, also I would like to talk about qualifying. I don't know whose, but I messed up a lap that I was improving 3/10 that I went off by small millimeter. But yeah, I don't know if it would have changed anything for the race because I started to struggle a lot with the rears. But yeah, I just wanted to know about Goose quali.
Oh, we'll get to Goose's quali. One final question for you, though. There was a lot of chatter in the back of the field about certain other drivers making aggressive moves and causing crashes. Did you come across any of that while you were driving around, or was it mostly a clean race for you?
Nah, it was. I mean, sometimes you want back markers to get out of the way sooner, and they get out of the way a bit later than you would like. But no, it was okay for me.
All right. Well, congratulations on your P2. Still alive in the championship. We'll see how it goes over the rest of the course of the season. Goose, another victory in your belt. How are you feeling?
Yeah, yeah. Hello, good evening. Yeah, yeah. I'm very happy about the win. So I'm pretty excited. Like qualifying was very difficult because I just couldn't find a right cap to work in, like with all the other drivers. But then I just looked at the track map. I didn't could find a gap, but yeah, the lap was a bit sloppy. I think I had the same problem as Dozy. Like I was improving, like, but then I just made a mistake, just a bit too opportunistic. So then I just didn't improve my time.
Well, you say
But yeah,
typical, but you didn't have tire blankets, so it was definitely an atypical situation compared to our normal races.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it was a bit, yeah. I don't know if I liked it. It made it a bit more interesting, I think, especially at the start, because I was thinking like, maybe I should just ease them in gently. Like, because if you're sliding a lot in the first few laps, you immediately have very much tire graining, I think. So I just try to bring them in easily, and then start building from there. But then I was afraid that Lucy could catch up. But it just worked out pretty well, I guess. So that was really nice. And yeah, I had not that much where tires were overheating. So like
Well, looking at your lap
during the
times over the
race.
race, you actually did have the fastest time by a pretty wild margin, even though Losey also went into the 59s. Losey did a 59.7. You were, meanwhile, doing a 59.5.
Oh yeah.
So you actually adapted pretty quickly to not having tire blankets. Did you find yourself having any issues with any back markers, or was it pretty much smooth sailing for you?
Yeah, it was pretty much smooth sailing, but I think I don't know. I think I just one time almost drove in the back of you, so I'm sorry about that because I just didn't really look good enough how fast I was like you catching up to you. So my mistake, but I think I don't know if I hit you, but so I'm sorry about that. But But
Oh
yeah,
no,
otherwise
it was fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. But and not really big problems. I said from one point in time that two guys drove into each other because they were fighting. Then I had to drive around it, and then I lost a big amount of time. But yeah, hey, I think Packmarks were really great, and they were really smart with the points they were letting us buy. So yeah, no problems with that.
So overall, if we did follow F1's route next year and removed tire blankets, what do you two think would be the result of your races? Do you think it would possibly change orders on some races? Do you think that we shouldn't do that? Let's just get your feedback, because this was not actually planned, but we might as well hear from you two on your thoughts on not having tire blankets.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes more interesting at the start and also for qualifying. But then on the other hand, you can get really bad accidents at the start because maybe people don't really know that you really have to brake earlier with cold tires. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a nice decision. I think so. Yeah, I think that's nice.
Logie, what about you?
I mean, if I know there are not going to be tire blankets, of course I like it. If it is unexpected, I don't like it that much at all.
Well, I mean, if we make
exactly.
the decision, you will know long ahead of time. This was just a mistake this time, but assuming that we do follow F1's route next year, there will be no tire blankets. All right. Well, thank you both so much for taking part. Let's take a look real quick at the current standings. If this will load. All right, here we go. Goose, you've got 90 points, 3 wins over the 4 races. Lozy, you've got 79 points, 1 win. In P3 is Jesper with 49. In P4 is Cadillac, his triumphant return, with 33 points. Edvin, he's got 30 points. Luca Penabianco is at 28 points with P6. Roland had a bit of a problem today, but he, I think, still made some points. He's in P7 with 23 points. P8 is Taylor with 20 points. P9 is Andre Reyes. I'm not sure if he showed up today with 12 points. 10 is Esteval Matala. He didn't show up today, 10 points. Also in 10th is Chasmar Rock. He did show up today, 10 points. I believe he got 1 or 2 points. I don't remember his exact position in the end. P12 is Emilio Franco with 7 points. P13 is Simon Madler with 4 points. 13 is Stel Beasley. He had a hard time today, dropped out mid-race, DNF. 4 points on him. Diego was busy, but he's still in P15 with 2 points. And the final 3 are David, Antonio, and Frank, each with 1 point each. All right, let's talk about where we're going. Where are we?
Next race will be in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Jeddah.
Yes, Jeddah in April 19th at 1800 UTC. So looking forward to seeing you then. Anything else you guys want to say?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Thomas, for doing the interviews and looking
Absolutely.
at the results and the leaderboard. See you all in about 2 weeks. No, next week. It's next week.
Yep, April 19th.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Nice evening, you guys. See you next time. Bye.